Prof Hale here. In this video, I'll teach you the basics of editing B-roll using Premiere Pro. This will make your videos more engaging, entertaining, and professional looking. So, what is B-roll? Well, to understand that, we first need to define A-roll. A-roll is primary footage of your subject or subjects. It's video content that tells a story. This will often take the form of news anchor monologues or so-called talking head interviews. Although A-roll tells a complete story, it's boring by itself. Your job as a storyteller is to engage your audience, to command and hold attention, to entertain or inform, but not to bore, right? So this is where B-roll comes in. B-roll is footage that visually supplements and supports the narrative being told by the primary footage. So as a storyteller, B-roll does two important things. First and foremost, it makes your story more interesting. Rather than forcing your audience to stare at an unwavering 20-minute shot of someone talking about making an object, let's say, you can instead break up the monotony by interspersing establishing shots that give the viewer some context, or maybe a close-up of your subject, or an alternate angle, or maybe a close-up of the maker's hands as she or he is in the act of making. So that's the first thing that B-roll does. It makes your story more interesting by giving your audience something to look at. Besides that, B-roll acts as a kind of patch that hides mistakes. It can be used to cover up a jump cut from one shot to the next. It can help function as a kind of transition or help to draw attention to some element of a story. So here's some practice footage of me talking about a piece of folk art that I keep in my campus office. I tell the story of how I got the object and describe the piece in the A-roll. This is a single shot, no cuts, just me talking into camera. Not very exciting. The B-roll includes close-ups of the object in question. I show most of its sides, highlighting specific features of the piece that I describe in detail in the A-roll. If you're a student of mine, you can download the footage from Blackboard or record your own A and B-roll to work with. If you're not a student of mine and you want to follow along, you can download this raw footage from my website digital-pedagogy.com. The link is in the description below. So to start, import your footage into Premiere Pro. From here, you can either drag the A-roll directly into your timeline and then cut out filler words like or like or mistakes or any content that doesn't forward the story that you want to tell. Or you can double-click the footage in your project panel. This will bring it up in the source monitor. You can then review the footage, create in and out points for the parts that you want to use, and then click and drag that down into the timeline. In either case, I'd start with the A-roll and whittle down the story to what is essential. After that, review your B-roll and select close-ups and inserts that are visually interesting and that work with the story. Then I'd bring your B-roll into your timeline. If your footage has audio, like the sample footage does here, you'll want to remove that so you don't get conflicting, overlapping audio. This means that you need to unlink your audio and video. You can do this two ways. You can select your clip with the selection tool, that's the cursor, or you can use the keyboard shortcut V, then right-click your clip, and then select Unlink. The other way to do this, I think, is much more efficient. Select your clip and press Command plus L. You can now move your video and audio independently, including selecting your audio and deleting it by hitting the delete key. After that, you can drag your B-roll onto a video track above your A-roll to cover jump cuts. This will mask those all together, or you could just cut to a close-up because it feels right. So finalize your edits, export, and now you're done. Once you've gotten the handle of basic cutting, trimming, using audio and video transitions and effects, and working with A and B-roll, you can start to make some more professional looking content that will engage your audience and hold their attention. Subscribe if you're interested in more tutorials like this, or learning more about social media content production and analysis or popular culture studies. Thanks for watching.